The Ritz Carlton has done it again. They are building another residences right here in Sarasota. Only this one is going to be unlike anything that they have ever done before. Today we are diving into the newest building at the Ritz Carlton. Now, it's not actually just one building, it's actually two different towers. And what's really incredible about both of them is, yes, they are both on the water with full water views, but also they both have access to what is called the Harbor Club. Yes, you've heard that right, the Harbor Club. If you are a boater, this changes the game for you. Because if you are a boater, there's really only two boating living options that you have right now, which is you own a single family home and you have your boat in your backyard, or you live somewhere else and you keep your boat at a marina and then you gotta drive to it. Well, this combines the ultimate luxury living styles in one, where you have the true concierge services of the Ritz Carlton and also your boat in the backyard. And I'm gonna give you all those details with that. And if you indeed are a boater, boating in Sarasota is unlike anywhere else in the state of Florida. I mean, you have the Bay and the Gulf of Mexico and so many different waterfront dining restaurants that you can just drive your boat up to and leave at your leisure. So the Ritz Carlton is located in the Quay Waterfront District. This area, if you're from Boston, is very similar to Seaport. It's a $1 billion renovation that's happening right now here in downtown Sarasota. The Quay is a 14-acre waterfront development project that's going to have 695 residences, 175 hotel rooms, 38,000 square feet of office space, and 189,000 square feet of retail space for shopping and dining. There are 6 different resident living options that you have in the Quay, and I have them all broken down where you can jump down to the video description below and see them all side by side, from the finishes, the pricing, the square footage, all the details that you need right there. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to meet with somebody from the development team to give us all the nitty-gritty details of what is happening with the latest and greatest Ritz Carlton residency. Julia, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. I think a common thing that I get when people call talking about the Ritz is there's so many different things going on. There's a building here, there's a building here. What are they building right now, in the Quay? So give us kind of the bird's eye view of what are you guys doing in the new Ritz residences?
So this is called the South Tower. So currently we're pre-selling the South Tower. We are in contract. There's 78 residences in the building, and it is a 20-story building. And on floors 4 through 16, the ceiling heights are 12 feet. And then on floors 17 through 20, those floors are 13 feet. So really tall ceilings, really huge building. It'll actually be about 20 feet taller than the 401 Quay building that we delivered 3 years ago.
Okay, and now square footage in terms of these units, what can people expect?
They're large. They start about 3,500 square feet.
All 3 bedrooms?
3 bedroom, 3.5 bath with den is the smallest, and then it goes all the way up to almost 6,000 square feet under air on some of them, and that doesn't include the terrace space as well.
Okay.
So the pricing starts about 3.8 and goes up to about 12,599.
Tell us what specifically are the penthouses?
So the building has 5 residences per floor, up to floor 16, and then it goes down to 4. And that's 17 through 20 on those floors. So that's the kind of the layout of the building. We had larger 4 bedrooms are anchoring some of the end residences. And then the penthouse residences are on the top. We do have 3 of those remaining for sale. We have sold 1 of those, so there's only 4 total.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have 2 really amazing floor plans called plaza residences. And they're actually located on our amenities level. So it's kind of a mixture between a single family home and a condominium. It lives more like a home. And one of them actually has a 1,500 square foot terrace.
Oh, wow.
So if you're not really sure if condo living, those residences might be geared towards someone like that. It has great accessibility to the amenities.
Yeah.
So the second part of this Ritz Carlton, they're calling it a campus, is that where the current Hyatt is, that will be coming down, and that will be another Ritz Carlton residences, and that's called the West Tower. So it's the South Tower and the West Tower, and that campus creates a private club on the first floor of each building, and that club is called the Harbor Club, and it's only accessible to owners and their guests or family members.
And that's only in the west?
It's in the west and south.
And south.
So the first floor of each building is the Harbor Club, but then on the 3rd floor of the building, they all have private amenities for the building.
Okay.
So the Harbor Club consists of almost 20,000 square feet of amenities. In the South Tower, it includes a spa. We have a sports bar with a golf simulator, which I love.
Yeah.
And
I would be there too.
I know, a beautiful gym, and all the amenities in the building face west towards the harbor. Hence the name Harbor Club. We also have 22 boat slips that will be for sale or lease. We're not really sure yet how that's going to play out. We're currently in design with those at this moment.
So it'll be 22. And so who would have potential access? Is it one of either the South or the West Tower?
It would be we're going to sell or lease them to the owners of the two towers.
Of those two
when
towers.
they become available.
Okay.
Yes, they're
And so
not available yet.
Would there be like boat lifts associated with
There
those?
won't be boat lifts, no.
Okay.
No lifts. So, but they'll handle a pretty large boat right now. They're still with the Corps of Engineers, so we're still in design on that.
Figuring all that out.
Right,
Okay.
but so, and then in the West Tower, and we don't have those amenities completely planned out yet, but there's a movie theater room, there's another sports bar with a Formula One simulator, which is also kind of fun. There's a smoothie and ice cream bar, which is nice, and then there's a kids club and a culinary kitchen experience where they'll be doing wine dinners and cooking classes. The Ritz Carlton is obviously managing the building because it's a branded building. And so what sets that apart from our competition and our competitors in the area is all the services that we offer.
Yeah, so let's talk about those concierge services.
So the same 5-star service, it's basically owning a residence but with all the amenities of a hotel service. So 24-hour valet, 24-hour concierge, there's on-site property managers, everything you can think of really in the building. And then on the 3rd floor of the South Tower, which is the one we're selling now, those amenities consist of a beautiful swimming pool, which faces southwest, so it gets beautiful sun. There's some fire pit areas there and grilling areas.
So you're talking about swimming pools.
All right, so swimming pool, and which is also lap length. So if you like to swim for fitness, it's a great place to get
Part of the
out
South Tower?
Part of the South Tower, yeah. And then there is a dog park, so we do allow 3 pets.
Okay, I was going to ask pet
animals,
policies, yeah.
Which is odd. Most buildings only allow 2.
Size
and they're
limit?
not based on size, it's just no aggressive breeds.
Okay.
So I really like that. And part of our pet park is actually under the building, so you get some shade, which is nice in Sarasota. And then we also have a pet washing station that's available as well. And also there is a restaurant, have a kitchen. And so there's no expense of running a restaurant, but the kitchen will be run by the Ritz Carlton culinary team.
Yep.
And it will be open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And there'll be a menu that includes kind of like bar food, sandwiches, salads, charcuterie boards. So if you were sitting at the swimming pool and you wanted a beer, or if you were in the workout room and you wanted a smoothie, if you're in residence and you want a charcuterie board and a bottle of wine, anywhere you are in the building, they'll deliver that service to you.
Wow.
So it's really nice. You don't have the overhead of a restaurant, but you have all the services of the Ritz Carlton culinary team at your expense. So it's nice. In addition, there's a news and sports cafe. Well, they have morning beverage service every day, kind of a place just to catch up on news and sports with your family and friends. And then the purchase also includes for the residences 2 assigned parking spaces in the parking garage. If you purchase a penthouse, that would become 3 spaces.
Okay, what about guest parking?
Guest parking would all be valet.
Okay.
Yeah, they would just valet.
And then talk to me about HOA structure, leasing policies, and what is
The
HOA?
leasing policies are pretty stringent because they don't want it to turn into a transient Airbnb situation. So
Right, they want a hotel, they just go over to the hotel.
Yeah, really geared toward end users. So it's twice a year for a minimum of 6 months.
Okay.
And then the HOA dues run about $1.08 a square foot, and that's only based on air-conditioned space.
Okay.
So not bad for all the services that you're getting in the building.
You get a ton. So if somebody wanted to, let's say they wanted to purchase one of these units, what is the deposit structure that the Ritz does?
So we're 30% sold, so I would encourage them to come in soon.
Yeah.
And we're also still in pre-construction pricing, so we would encourage them to come in to take advantage of that as well. So we require 35% of the purchase price. So it's 10% at contract, and then it's another 10% 90 days after the initial signing of the contract, and then 15% 180 days after the signing. So it's basically spread out over almost 6 months.
Right.
And then nothing is due again until we go to closing. And then we will have a full design center, so it's all top of the line. We have Pove and Pole cabinetry, Sub-Zero and Wolf. It'll be the big format porcelain flooring, quartz countertops, quartz backsplash. So all that's included with the purchase. It's inclusive in the price. We really don't have any upgrades.
Right. That we're gonna
So
find in these
they're
units.
great floor plans. They either flow through. So we have two different kinds of floor plans. One has east-west exposure. So all your main living areas that you would be spending most of your time in, your primary suite, your living room, your kitchen, all face out towards the water. And so you have beautiful harbor views, sunset views over the bay and Gulf, as you can see here. These are some of the views from our residences. And then the back bedrooms on the flow-through residences, the back, usually your guest bedroom or an office, they face east. And the downtown city lights are just gorgeous at night. It's really, Sarasota's becoming quite the little metropolis here. So it makes for some great east views. And then we have one floor plan that is all west. So it's a really wide residence, and every single room faces west. It's been really popular, one of our most popular floor plans. But all the floor plans have a den, and then all the floor plans also offer a grill on each terrace.
Okay.
So in addition to the grilling facility out at the pool, you have your own grill on your terrace, which is really nice. They're glass railings, so they were really designed to bring the light into the home. You don't need to walk out on your terrace to enjoy the views. Really expansive floor plans and modern, but a lot of choices. Coulter is the developer, and they always provide very substantial packages for people to choose from. And again, that's all included in the price. And we do have a design coordinator that can help people make those choices.
Now, is every view a water view?
Every single view is a water view. We don't have one that does not face the harbor. So every single residence from their main living areas and primary bedrooms face west.
And where would you say kind of the break in the building is where you can now see out into the Gulf or Longboat Key?
So the break in the building, if you kind of look here, to get over 888 and 988 is really the 14th floor. So you enjoy the sun setting not only into the bay, but into the Gulf, but it's really pretty. But the lower views in this building are amazing because you feel really integrated with the water and the harbor.
Yeah.
And dolphins come in there. And then part of the Harbor Club is we also have non-motorized water sports. So we'll have a day dock, and we'll have paddleboards, kayaks, and electric bikes. So you'll just call down to the Harbor Club. They will put those in the water for you. And then when you're done, you just walk back up to your residence. So it's really easy living. Even if you don't want to have a boat dock here, we'll have a dock that you could pull your boat in, run up to your residence and provision it.
Yeah.
So it's also lock and leave. When you're gone, the services of the Ritz Carlton will take care of everything from stocking your fridge to running your passport to the airport if you forgot it. The other great thing about the location is there's Ocean Prime is getting ready to open, so there's some great restaurants. We're just a mile from Whole Foods. So it's really great for walkability and lifestyle, but we're on the water, so it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you really do. And all the services, the amenities, everything that comes along with what people know to be the Ritz.
Yeah.
You get it all in one.
Yeah. And then also once you become an owner with the Ritz Carlton, you become part of it's called their HRS program, which is a Hotel Reservation Services program. So if people like to travel a lot, that's anything under the Bonvoy flag. And now I think it's 31 brands now. Wow. So anything from an airport Marriott to the St. Regis. Yeah. You can get discounts. They get late check-in, early check-out, discounts at the spas and restaurants. So if you're a traveler, as I say, membership has its benefits.
Yeah, it does. So when do you expect, talk about for both towers, when do you expect completion for these?
So we will be delivering the tower that we're selling now in the last quarter of 2026.
Which is the South Tower.
The South Tower.
Okay.
The West Tower, we will probably start pre-selling at the end of the year. So we're not really sure. We still have to take the Hyatt down before we can kind of get more accurate. And we don't have the floor plans and such yet.
Okay. You literally answered everything.
Okay.
This is fantastic. I think this is going to help a lot of people. So thank you for taking the time
today
to do this.
The Ritz Carlton is going to exceed all expectations, but how does it stack up with other buildings like One Park or One Park West and other residential options here in the Quay Waterfront District? I have a Quay residential living guide that you can download for free in the video description below. But if you want to see more of what to do and things to do in the Quay, go ahead and watch this playlist right here. And if you want to see more downtown Sarasota luxury living options, go ahead and watch this playlist right here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.